All right, you ready to get this thing started?
I'm ready.
Okay, dude, this is your influencer journey. It's starting.
This is my journey.
Okay, here we go. What's up? Welcome to the Cory Experiences Life podcast. I'm here with my friend Jordan Black, the singer of the band Like Pacific. They crashed here just last night, and they're playing here in Ottawa tonight at the 27 Club. So I figured it would be a good time to do a podcast. So you guys are currently on tour with Home Safe.
Yep.
I'm going to mess this up. Sleep On It.
Yep.
In Her Own Words.
Yep. Never Loved.
Never Loved.
Yeah.
And so you guys are the headlining band.
Yeah, it's a co-headliner with Sleep On It.
It's a co-headliner.
Yeah.
Okay. And you guys have I've been seeing on Instagram, you guys have been selling out some shows.
I think most of the shows have been sold out.
That's pretty cool.
Like most of them. There's a couple that were like close or not, but whatever.
How's that feel? Because you guys have been you guys have toured extensively. Just for anyone that doesn't know, obviously you guys have done Warped Tour. Mm-hmm. You guys have done Slam Dunk, right?
Yep.
You've done shows with Good Charlotte on a Good Charlotte headliner.
Yep.
You've State Champs Neck Deep.
Yep.
You guys have played with some of the biggest bands in the scene, right?
Yeah, we've toured extensively with big bands too, which is fucked.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's cool to see. I remember actually playing with you guys when I played in Old Rules.
Oh yeah, in Ottawa at that little it's really light. It's really brightly lit and wood floors in the basement.
I haven't been to that place since. What was it?
I don't remember what it was called, but it was weird as fuck.
There's maybe 30 people there. I think it was Luke's first show.
It was Luke's first show, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
It's the first time I heard Greg's voice. Greg and I took the same college program, but I'd never heard him talk. And I remember him being like, "Hey, Cory, what's up?" And he's all stoked. I was like, "Dude, that is not who I thought you were."
Yeah.
But yeah, how's it feel to be selling at shows at this point? I feel like that's got to be a really rewarding feeling.
Yeah, it took this long. That's good. I mean, it's just weird because, I didn't expect this. I mean, obviously expected the tour to be really good, but I mean, it's crazy when it's, and if any show sells out, it's fucking sick. So
I guess the reason why I'm asking about this, because I don't know if I've been in that position besides hometown shows, selling out a headliner. That is just so much more, that's just a big deal at the...
Yeah, a lot of, selling at a headliner at home is also insane. I'm not going to downgrade it saying that other places are better and that, but selling at a show in a different country is insane.
Yeah, that. So that's special.
It's pretty cool. No matter what size the room is, it's okay, people really want to see you. So
yeah,
there's demand.
For anyone out there that's listening to this, because this is going to be on my YouTube channel, so it's mostly audio production nerds.
Yeah.
If they're not familiar with your band, I want to know a little bit about where it all started, because you guys have been a band for a little bit. I know it's kind of a generic question, but it's I think there's lots to learn from it. So yeah, what inspired you to start playing in a band, and what were the bands you were looking up to when you decided to make a band?
Okay, so it was 2010, and my friend Trevor was "Oh, you should join this pop punk band," and I was like, okay. And I was gonna play drums, and it was me, my friend Andrew. I was in a band with a guy named Sohail before, so he was in it, and Trevor, and we just jammed a bunch, and we didn't have a vocalist, and we tried out vocalists, and it never fucking worked. Yeah. It was whatever. I don't know how it happened, but I think we recorded one time, at Recording Arts Canada or something like that. And it was an apprentice thing, and it was really bad because we just kind of did everything ourselves, and it was so bad. And we had demos, and we were so excited, but we still didn't have a singer. So then I don't know how it happened. I have no idea. I don't remember, but I just was okay, I'm gonna sing, I guess. Yeah. And I sang, and then it worked from there. And then we had a bunch of lineup changes. We've had millions of lineup changes. Holy fuck. But we had a bunch of lineup changes, and then kind of solidified. And then we kind of brought the band from Ajax, Ontario to Toronto. Yeah. And so, yeah, I mean, at the time it was, that was when easycore was dying out, but it was still
dude, still not dead.
Still not dead. But it's still on, it's on top. Yeah. And I don't know, bands Man Overboard and Transit and stuff like that. Those were bands I was listening to a lot of, and then it just kind of made sense to do it. Yeah. Yeah.
Talk me through those formative years there. At what point did you go oh, we're doing this. Let's actually pursue this.
2012 was the year that we were oh, let's try to be something. And I think around 2000, that lasted 2 years, till 2014. We're kind of what are we doing? We're spending money and doing these like little
Yeah.
tours. All these bands around us are like touring the States, and we're still in Canada, which is obviously very hard to tour. And so we're just like, okay, whatever. Like, what do we do from here? And then I guess we just like recorded the self-titled EP and put out some feelers and sent it to Pure Noise, and we got picked up, and we got lucky.
And like Pure Noise seems like a really natural fit for you guys. I feel like what you guys sound like and like what you guys are doing like works really well, especially at that time period as well.
Oh, yeah.
How did you like connect, or how did you reach out? Did you guys have a manager at that point?
No. So Chris, our ex-bass player, obviously, he was like very industry involved, and he was trying to meet a lot of people, you know what I mean? And so he actually had some feelers out, and he knew some people, and, he tried to connect a lot. And we had Travis Porter, a booking agent in Toronto, obviously, he knew people at Pure Noise, and so he kind of passed the word along, and there was some interest, and then we sent over demos and stuff like that, and it kind of just worked from there.
Cool. And then like from there, you guys assembled a team. And I remember when you guys announced the State Champs Neck Deep tour, thinking like, whoa, like and Knuckle Puck, right?
Yeah, Knuckle Puck, yeah.
Talk to me about like getting that tour offer and like having that like start, because what were the cap venues there? Like,
oh, they got to be like close to 1,000 or if not more.
And like consistently filled.
Yeah, like the average would be like 900, I think.
Damn. And how many dates was that? That was like...
I don't know, probably like between 30 and 40, with some days off here and there. So just like, it was a long tour for us too, because like we also had to like, it was easy. We started in Montreal, which is fine because it's only 4 hours away, 5-6 hours, whatever it is, away. But yeah, it was just like, fucked. It was just a long tour. And then they obviously they're in buses and bandwagons, stuff like that. And we're in a van. So like their days off, or like the next day show is like they have a driver that drives overnight. So it's like you play Portland, you got to drive to San Francisco. It's like fucking 8 hours. So like we got to do that overnight. So none of us are sleeping. And it's like, so it was crazy, but like we didn't care like at all. I think now like I'd be crying, but at the time we like didn't care. I was like, anything to be on this tour. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. Like happy to do whatever it takes. And was that like the first, like, I'm going to call it big tour?
Yeah. Cause before that we toured the East Coast a bunch with like Vanna and A Loss for Words and stuff like that. And Speak Low, Ryan from State Champs band, his actual project, his side project, I guess. And then we did the West Coast with Forever Can Calling in the States. And then we kind of did like a couple things here and there. We're like writing and shit like that. And then, because we're doing the full length, and then we did the Neck Deep State Champs, and the record came out on that, which is fucked.
Right. That's what I was going to ask. I was going to say, was that when Distant Like You Asked like came out? Like,
yeah, it came out in February on that tour, and it was like the second-ish weekend for sure. Yeah.
Cool, man. Like that's super exciting.
Yeah, it was iconic.
Yeah. And the tours before that, like you're talking about touring with Vanna, Speak Low, were those all hooked up? Like you guys had a booking agent at that point?
Yeah, Brad Wiseman.
And the EP was out. Okay. So that's how that all got kind of like linked up.
We got lucky with Pure Noise because when we got signed up Pure Noise, we kind of just had a team ready for us, or like they had people they wanted to get involved, or whatever, and we just kind of like went with it because we were obviously young and impressionable. But it worked out. It wasn't anything bad. You know what I mean? Like everything, we still have Brad and everything, so it makes sense.
Yeah. No, you guys have like if I'm like a pop punk band starting today, like you guys have the ideal team, right?
Oh yeah.
Like and it's cool that it's so connected because they can do stuff like that. Like, oh, you have an album coming out? Like, let's get you on the Big Boy tour.
Yeah, they pulled a lot of strings for us. We got lucky. Yeah. It's sick.
Okay, so fast forward a lot. This is post 2016 Warped Tour. Just from like my genuine curiosity, what were the shows like with Good Charlotte? You guys played like a handful?
Yeah, it was like 6 dates, I think.
6 dates?
Yeah.
Okay, so anyone out there that like isn't a part of this alternative scene, like I feel like you and I have a realistic understanding of what like a venue size would be, but like to anyone that just knows Good Charlotte is like that band that's like Good Charlotte, like they're thinking stadiums. What was the real experience of touring with Good Charlotte?
Okay, well, it wasn't stadiums on this tour because it was like B-market stuff in the States they haven't done. So, but there were huge sold out venues. It was fucking crazy. Yeah. It was just weird because like they're like, you want to play with Good Charlotte? And like that's like one of Chris's like favorite nostalgic bands. And we were just like, yeah, let's like, are you joking? Like Good Charlotte? Like what the fuck? Okay. Yeah. So we got really lucky and that was so sick. Like it was just like a cool tour. Everyone was super nice on that tour too. There was like, I got to do a guest vocal part with Benji and Joel, and like I literally asked them when I was like a little bit drunk, and they're like, yeah, no, of course, do whatever.
Cool.
And I was like, you're joking, and they're like, no, if you want to. And then like one day I was gonna do it, and I got kind of nervous about it, and I didn't like. It was like the first day I was gonna do it, and then they like came up to me and they're like, are you gonna do it or are you not gonna do it? And I was like, ugh, and I just like didn't do it because I got nervous. And then then I did like the last 2 shows I think or something. Yeah, and it was just like
cool, man,
so sick.
And okay, because I know. Actually, when we were on Warped Tour the same year, Good Charlotte was on like a leg of it. And I remember anytime I passed them or like Sum 41, like, you know, in our minds, we're like programmed to think they're like famous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, you just like, you know, you don't talk to them. You like let them be kind of thing. Was it the same kind of like dynamic?
No. Like, I mean, like with Warped Tour, you see like famous people or whatever, like, and they're like ripping around on scooters and stuff like that. And you're like, okay. Yeah. You're like, okay. That's how that goes. With Good Charlotte, there was like literally no attitude or anything like that. Like it's just fucking, they just came and they chilled. And obviously like they were doing their own thing and they've toured forever. So obviously they're not going to stay at the venue all day and sit in the green room. They're going to go eat and go this place and that place and visit friends and stuff like that. But I mean, yeah, they were very humble and just chill. Like they hung out with us and stuff like that, like a little bit. So yeah.
What was their like, again, these are like nerdy questions, but like what is like the like production value of like a Good Charlotte set? Like, do they have like pyro and stuff?
No, but they have a huge team that like does a lot for them, and like, and I feel like it's very interactive. So you don't really need all the bells and whistles because it was just like Good Charlotte having a nostalgic factor, being a great live band, and then having like just like crazy interactions with fans and shit like that. So and the sing-alongs were so loud. It was
I can imagine.
Fucked.
Yeah, everyone in the venue probably knows like every word to every fucking song. Did they
security guards were singing along, and I was like, yeah, this is that band. This is that band.
And for that tour specifically, was that like an anniversary tour at all, or was it just like?
No, it was just like I think they didn't hit those markets in a long time, so they kind of just were doing it.
And what was their like set list like? Was it
all the fucking bangers? A lot of the new stuff because they put a new record out like not too long before, like not too long ago, I guess, but. Yeah, there's mostly the bangers though. It was like
cool. Yeah, that's what you want. Like
people were going crazy. It's insane.
Karen, so with all of your touring experiences, like what is like one of your favorite spots to tour through? That like when you see that when you get offered a tour, you're like, yes.
East Coast, U.S.
East Coast, U.S.
Yeah, because every city's like 3 hours apart. You could just drive from Philly to New York to Baltimore to Boston in under 5 hours. You know, in every direction. So it's like. You hit crazy major cities and they're like always good and it's not a hassle to drive to them. It's like, it's like a
cost effective.
You get to spend, and you get to spend time in the city if you get there in time. So yeah, East Coast US, California as a whole, like just anywhere in California, it's like fucking beautiful. So,
yeah.
Seattle, Portland, like those are all, you know, depending on what tour you're on. If we're like headlining out there, it'd be like kind of different. But I mean, like if we're doing like a big tour up there, like, oh yeah, like all that. So.
What was like your favorite experience going overseas to the UK? Because I know you've been there a couple times.
Yep. I don't know. Honestly, just like how everyone just comes out to shows like crazy. Remember back in the day when you would have like shows? Me and Brad talked about this a couple of weeks ago. We were explaining to someone how like we'd go to shows in like a small Legion Hall in like Stouffville, Ontario. And it'd be like crazy on a Friday night. Yeah. It doesn't really happen anymore. Kind of just how times changed and like how stuff like the scene kind of went. But in the UK, it's still like very much like that. Like you play a show and people are just gonna fucking show up. Not because it's like small towns or anything like that, but it's like they're like happy to have you. Yeah,
and there's a younger demographic I found.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's like, but it's like such a great thing. It's
in a good way. Yeah. Yeah. I remember like so I live in Ottawa here and. I don't know what people consider it, but I'm going to call it like a C-class market. Like it's so shot and like hit and miss. You guys like do pretty well when you come here. For Ottawa, you guys do really well.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I don't know like any other of my friends' bands that can come through and like, you know, have hundreds of kids come out or like.
Yeah. I get that.
I remember being that guy, like going to the Legion, going to every venue in Ottawa, going to shows like, you know, stoked to like move around, jump around. I knew every word, even if I wasn't a huge fan of the band. Like I'm gonna learn every single word, right? So I can sing along, like being that person. And then there was a while where I was like worried that I was like the last generation because everyone was always older than me. And only in the last couple of years have I realized like, okay, there is like a younger demographic.
There is. I feel like the older crowd just get older and they just chill out more. They're not ready to like get hurt.
Yeah.
You know, they can't afford to get
gotta go to
hurt.
work
So it's
tomorrow.
like, exactly. Oh, I have to work a shift tomorrow, like at the office. Like,
Yeah.
so that's different than some kid who's like definitely like, yeah, I gotta go work part-time at Loblaws.
Yeah.
Or something, you know what I mean? Like he doesn't give a shit. So, or she doesn't give a shit. So.
No, it's a good thing. Okay, so In Spite of Me is just over a year old now.
Yep.
And obviously you guys have done some touring, and it's the second full length. At this point in the band, and maybe not even in the band, but personally, where's like your head at? Like, you've been able to do probably everything you've ever dreamed of and more.
Yep.
When you were like a little kid, like being that kid in the crowd, like singing along to every single song.
Yeah.
Where's your head at now? Like, I guess the question is, what's the motivation to continue doing it, and like what is it about playing in a band that like brings you the joy and like keeps going?
Yeah, there's obviously like a lot of hard times with touring. It's like you miss a lot of personal shit at home.
Yeah.
And it's just like obviously hard to live that life if you're not making, like, obviously everyone knows, like, I mean, for the most part, I mean, a lot of people actually don't know, because people think that
they're touring with Good Charlotte.
You're in a band, you must have made you toured Good Charlotte, you must be rich. It's like, absolutely not. Like,
Yeah.
we slept in vans, we slept in
here.
shitty hotels, we slept in this old church turned into a studio. Like, it's sick and beautiful, but like, obviously, like, depending on your comfort level, it's like not,
It's not
ideal.
your bed at home.
Yeah, exactly. So that being said, it's like kind of like, fuck, all right. But then people are like, yeah, that's so shitty that you would like say like, like, oh fuck, like I would give the world to do that. I'm like, yeah, and I did give the world to do that. I'm just like, it's, the more better it gets, the better it is for everyone. So like, I'm obviously happy. Like, I'll sleep on a fucking floor. I don't care.
Yeah.
But the main thing is that, like, I find that, like, obviously we're making like a little more money, and it's actually like it's it's getting to where we want to be for sure. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh, this is like making, like, I can live off this. It's just cool. Like, if we we're trying to figure out ways to, like, do more. Like, we got to create more.
What?
What? We got to create more? So, like, I don't know. Just like, I think the biggest motivation is, like, obviously, like, you play a crazy show and everyone knows the fucking words, and you see people that you see, like, returning people, or you see people that are brand new and they're like, I've never been here before. I heard about you like a month ago. That's sick. Like, that's what I want. Like, I just want our band to grow so much that, like, I don't need to make millions of dollars. I just want to live. I just want to live and play music. That's all I ask for.
Yeah.
Like, as long as I'm not having to eat, like, fucking, I don't know, Folgers out of a thing raw. I don't know. Something shitty. I'm happy. So I think that's the motivation to keep going. It's just like, having new fans and like return. It's just everything about it. I can't explain. Touring is so sick. Like,
yeah, I feel
lucky.
like it's high highs and low lows is like a good way to like.
Yeah, there's the only thing that sucks is like maybe missing shit at home, or like maybe not making a lot of money to like do things you want to do. But like, when am I ever going to be 28 years old again and like traveling the world to play music? Yeah, that's like insane to think about.
Yeah.
Like,
and have had the opportunity to do that for like the last handful plus years, right?
Yeah, that's like when we first started to it, I was like fucking like, oh my god, and I'm still like that. I just feel like. Yeah, just maybe you don't shout as much, but like I'm still like very happy.
Totally. And I know obviously you guys, like your entire band, and I feel like I know you guys all pretty well as individuals, and like it's cool to see you guys still having fun doing it. Yeah. Like I'm not trying to make it sound like you guys are like an older band, but you guys have done a lot. And I guess that's the point I'm doing. It's like, you guys have done everything.
You would think like you would get bored at some point, or like some shit, but like for us, it's just like, keep doing it. Like, if it's fun, keep doing it. If it's not fun, like, quit. Like, if you're not having fun, don't do it.
Because I know, like just to relate on that point, like with my band, like obviously we took that time away, but it really helped us kind of like refocus. And now when we like hang out or we do stuff, we're doing it like with intent. We're doing it because it's like, yo, this is fun. We're not doing this like to obviously.
Well, you took your time to like actually make stuff that you like really want and really like, and it's growth. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you were just like, you're trying to grow your band, so it makes total sense. You know what I mean? Like, you made the right moves to do it, so you're obviously going to take a step back and do that. But you guys came back, and I feel like you all still really want to do it. Like, Brad's in our band. Yeah. But he's also like, he's dedicated. He's in two like major bands that are doing things, you know what I mean? Like, on the come up in some way, so it's like. Yeah.
No, it's good. And I feel like, obviously in my position, I think like the band dynamic is really healthy. Yeah. And like we're friends first, which is like, is really cool, and I can like tell that you guys, are all like friends and stuff, and it's cool to see.
Like any touring band, you go on tour for more than a month, everything pisses
You have to hate
off.
you have to hate each other like a little bit.
Yeah, it's like, okay, Greg, like, I don't want to split on beer with you. Okay, Brad, get your own toothpaste. Like shit like that. Brad's smiling over there in the corner.
Hey, Brad. Okay, I want to talk about on the same kind of like level, like of making music fun, right?
Yeah.
You play in another band.
I do. Yeah.
And you play drums in that band.
I play drums. Yes.
What's that like? Playing in so obviously you playing Like Pacific. That's an active band. That's like the main focus.
Yeah.
That's like, that's where you're putting most of the energy. So what's it like playing in a band that's like, I don't know, I want to say for fun or like,
Yeah, I mean, like it's definitely for fun, but I feel like, especially for me, but I'm like, we do want to do something with it for sure.
Okay,
but
cool.
it's like sick. It's like nice to play drums again and do something different. And I don't know, like I'm not doing much anyways. If we're not touring, I'm working at a bar and it's fine. And like I have fun doing it and I make money, but like in my free time, like I'm going to want to do music stuff anyway. So I was going to go to a fucking Long McQuaid and play the drums anyways, probably. So annoying ass guy. So yeah, it's cool as fuck. It's fun. It's way different playing fields. But very similar. It's like it's all like same attitude. Whether you're touring or not, it's like the same attitude. So it's kind of nice. I still treat it like fucking. Obviously, like the demo is like.
Well, it's a demo.
Yeah, it's a demo, and it's like it's hardcore punk. It's not like Pacific. Like there's less production value, but that's fine. Like
who helped with the songwriting? Yeah, like no.
No, it's like So who was who curated this?
Yeah.
Like no, it's none of that. But. Cool. No, it's cool. I like it. It's like I think it keeps things interesting for sure. So.
And how many shows have you guys played? Because it's a relatively newer thing.
Oh yeah, we played our first show in like March.
Yeah.
We probably played like, let's see, probably like 5 or 6 shows.
Cool.
Probably like 6. We played Montreal. Yeah, so probably 6 shows. I'm gonna say.
And would you say? Like, have you noticed any crossover? Any like LP fans coming out?
Yeah, I see some LP fans coming out, and then like also a lot of my friends like who like that kind of music also like us for some reason, and I'm like, okay, so there's that as well. So there's like I feel like there's a little bit of crossover. I think there'll be like a significant amount at some point because just depending on how much content you put out, and the more we tour or play shows or whatever. So. Yeah, it's just I don't know.
A perfect segue, Jordan. So you are one of my favorite influencers. Okay, you haven't crossed over to the YouTube platform yet, but your Instagram stories are like my favorite Instagram stories. And
underrated for sure. I need to monetize them somehow. So
do you? Okay, I know. Like I've seen you tweet out a couple times, being like, "Yo, I gotta like." I don't know. You gotta like make more or find a way to like basically make the lifestyle that you're living now like.
Profitable,
yeah. Do you see yourself at any point like trying to like jump into like some YouTube game?
I don't know. I don't think I'd be good. Like, everyone says like, no, you gotta
everyone
try it.
says that. Everyone
I don't think
says I don't think
because what the fuck am I gonna talk about? Like I'm awkward on camera right here, sitting here, like I'm like hitting my foot against the thing and looking down. I'm drooling on a fucking podcast. Like
Jordan, you're an icon, man.
Jewel sponsorship. Let's go. I don't know. Like, I don't know if I could do that. Like on Instagram, it's usually just when I'm like so bored.
Yeah, and you're just messing around. It's your sense of humor.
Yeah, it's just like, gotta get attention. My ADHD is like, no, you gotta say something on the internet. But I don't know. Maybe you help me do the YouTube thing. I'll do it.
Dude, I'm in. Whatever you need. I think you're touring
lights.
with cool bands.
Yeah.
You're like, you've been able to communicate and like, make songs that really like share a lot of your like personal life and they connect with people and they can relate to that. Like, I think that if you started, you'd be surprised at like what people would think.
My biggest thing is I don't ever want to like steal away from like, there's a lot of people who do that in band world. Like, like Shane told, there's lead singer syndrome and stuff like that, which is sick, but I would never want to like, take away from that. Like I'm not almost like everyone can do whatever the fuck they want, but I just feel like I don't want to step on anyone's toes by doing YouTube's different than doing a podcast thing, but I'm like, I don't know.
So I gotta be honest with you. I don't see the point. Dude, your thing is what you're already doing. I'm not gonna
sitting here drooling, like fixing my wrinkly shirt.
Dude, I'm subscribed
clicking
already,
my leg, looking
it.
at you. Like these headphones are hurting my jaw right now for some reason. I'm just like, well, whatever. Fine. I'll do it, I guess. I don't know.
Cool. No. It's a
clickbait title, like just like I don't know, like
yeah.
What goes Life Pacific? Like
I lost my jewel in the couch.
I lost my jewel in the couch. Like what else did I find down there?
Dangerous. Yeah. No, I just ask because I hear the same thing from like a lot of people that I think have the potential to like do something cool or do something that like again connects with people in the same way that like music or in a way that music does, but in a
Also,
different
like
way.
equipment, money. Like I don't like money is like okay, I'm not gonna die. I'm just gonna further my like life career. I'll do it, but I don't know like what kind of mic you need for a computer. Like I'm tech savvy in the sense of like I know everything about a MacBook, but I don't know what to use for like audio visual shit. Like,
I hear you. Yeah,
I have a Sony VX2100, like with a fisheye. Like I don't. That's from like 1998. Like I don't. You know what I mean? Like or 2000. Sorry, but
skate vids, is that what that's for?
Yeah, like that's why. And I had one as a kid and sold it because like you're a kid, you don't have any money, you can't afford all that shit. Mini DV tapes are like $15 at the time.
Oh my god, yeah.
And so now it's like I have one and it just sits and collects dust. I'm like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So maybe I could. I don't know. We'll see.
You got an iPhone, dude.
I do.
I'm not gonna pressure you anymore. But,
no, I mean I'll get into it.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe in the comments below. Let me know if I should do my own.
Dude, you're natural.
What's up? So like this little link that pops up right here. That right there. The little and click the little bell for notifications. Notifications on.
I love it. That's like basically what is on his Instagram. Okay, cool. I think this is a good time to kind of like wrap it up.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say? Anything you guys got like planned or anything you want to touch on, or is it all under wraps right now?
Some stuff's under wraps, but I think we're going to definitely just write some hits, you know, some more hits, or just write it more, and we're going to create more.
Oh.
And then we're going to release what we can and just kind of chill, you know, and see what happens next, you know. Hopefully do Japan tour, Australia, all this shit. We'll see.
Oh, yes.
I'd love to do
so
that.
Cool.
That'd be cool as fuck.
Cool, man.
Maybe I'll start a YouTube channel on that. Maybe that's next for me. Like maybe right after we're done this, I'm gonna get Cory to sit down and give me some. We're gonna make some bullets and fucking.
Yeah.
How do I get a Juul sponsorship? How many ads do I get to put on my video?
Yeah.
How you know?
The thumbnail, dude. The thumbnail, man.
How do I get a fucking Activia sponsorship? You know, like I don't know, see yogurt. I want to meet Jamie Lee Curtis real bad. So.
All right. If you made it to the end of this, or if you made it to the end of this, thank you very much for listening and watching. I will leave links to everything like Pacific and Rays down below. Make sure to check it out. Thank you very much, Jordan, for taking the time and being a part of this.
Thank you. It feels like Warped Tour all over again, but more professional.
But more professional.
Yeah. We're not both in our underwear in a bunk eating fucking pizza pops.
Yeah, and you're not oddsing me to run around all the buses in my underwear.
Yeah, that was funny.
Okay, cool. Check out Like Pacific. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank you.